All right, guys, we're here at Brioni's. Beautiful, super hot day. It's a whopping 91 out today, so not too hot, but glad I brought the e-bike because otherwise that would be suffer fest, that's for sure. So yeah, we're probably gonna do a lot of Hank and Frank laps just because that's a trail I pretty much prefer out here on the legal side. So yeah, we're gonna do a good bit of laps of that and do some more tuning on this thing. It's day 3 on the Crestline RS 181. So super stoked to be out here. And yeah, we'll get to the top and drop into the first trail. All right, I haven't made like any new adjustments to the bike. Pretty much purely this is gonna be a sight lap. See how the dirt is. It's been probably 3 months since I was last here and it was already pretty loose, so I imagine it's probably really loose right now. So yeah, we're gonna go down and kind of get a sight lap, see how the conditions look, and then we can start pushing the pace a little bit more. Okay, yeah, these tires don't particularly like the hard packed, but oh my gosh, this bike feels, last time I rode this on an e-bike, it was on the Bullet. This bike already feels so much better. Holy crap. Just being careful because I know these tires roll pretty easily. Ooh, like that. Two-wheel drifting, baby. We can definitely push the pace next lap, but this is, yeah, not the ideal tire choice, and I went a little too outside on that. It's really easy to go too fast, so whoa, like that. Holy crap, the rear end went way out. Let's see how we can manage this. Nope, we did not manage that good. Wow, this bike rips. This bike just runs so much better than my Bullet did. Lap number 2. We'll try to push it a little bit more, but I'm also trying not to crash because obviously this, like that. I spoke way too soon. I saved that one pretty good though. Yeah, like as I was saying about the tires, they tend to not grip this stuff very well because they're super knobby. So coming through that turn, I mean, I was probably a little bit low on the berm, but yeah, that was sketchy. Probably get away with like some Alberts or something, just because this is like a lot more hard packed. Trust this off-camera stuff either. Oh my gosh, it's just stuff like that, so loose. Be careful, I've already almost eaten it multiple times. Okay, then this I want to be careful on because I like two-wheel drifted that. And then maybe main line through here. Oh, getting better. Just gotta not trust as much. Oh my gosh, that was rowdy. So looking at feeling the bike really in action and some of that stuff, again, I feel like it's a little bit hard to weight the rear end. This is very unusual. Oh, there's a little smudge on the screen. Clean that off real quick. I find it's a little hard to get the weight on the rear, which again is just kind of wild to me because that's not usually the case in bike setup. Like usually it's front wheel traction, that's the issue. So I feel like I'm getting that feel again, a bit out of the rear. So I kind of think that I could go higher in the stack. I think at the end of the day, I should have higher rise bars because I think I'm just running out of space, and I might be able to get it up another 5 mils, but we'll see. I think just a high stack looks kind of goofy, so I think probably a higher bar, then you'll have more range for your stack. So I might go down after this lap and try to increase it a little bit more, but we'll see. Suspension adjustment might have to be altered because I'm gonna be a little bit further off the rear, so I might need even more pressure in the shock and then a little less in the fork, or this could be a compression thing. But yeah, we'll see how this run feels now that I'm getting to know the trail a little bit more. Might be able to get away with it. I'm honestly feeling like this bike is working better in the flatter terrain here. Santa Cruz, it felt kind of rough, the bike, and I wasn't super happy with it. Here it honestly just feels very at home. Like the last time I rode e-bike here, I was struggling to even ride the trail, and that was in like good conditions, and these are like pretty bad conditions, and I'm riding it way better and faster than I was on my Bullet, which I think there's a couple of things that were wrong with the Bullet. First of all, the fork had to be warranted because I ended up finding out the fork was binding really, really bad. That was after I'd already sold the Bullet, so I wasn't able to test it with a fork that was working correctly. But yeah, that was probably a big issue, and then setup, and it was also a size up for me. But that's besides the point. It's just feeling really good, other than the whole rear end traction thing. So yeah, I'm honestly surprised it's the rear though, because it's like it's got a 440 chainstay. It's nothing, it's not huge, it's not massive. If it was like massive where it was like, you know, maybe 460 or 470 with the 450 reach, that's where I think things might get a little bit make a little bit more sense on why the rear has less traction. But yeah, my weight, I guess just biases you wanting to go through more towards the rear, because it made a huge difference when I went up 5 mils before. But yeah, I'll stop rambling. Let's get on the trail. I'll decide at the bottom how that run felt and if I want to try increasing stack. So yeah, we're gonna take it a little bit more easy in some of those turns because I literally almost died. So this first turn, try to stay a little higher. Really try to not like lose the front. There we go. Oh yeah, rear end just skids very easily. Be careful here. Way in there. I don't trust these berms anymore. I did a little bit earlier, but dang it, just did not do that berm the way I wanted to. Dude, it's so sketch. Take main line. I think this is... No, it's not better. Exit is probably the hardest part of the trail. Yeah, I'm debating how much of it is just that those berms. Like I kind of don't want to change the stack. I don't want to lose a bunch of front end traction. It just feels like the rear gets loose very easily. Like it really kicks into things. So Honestly, the stack's probably fine. Maybe I'll experiment with it later, but I think it's mostly just a trail. There's not a lot of support in a lot of those turns. All right, we're pretty high up on the stack right now. It's crazy. I'm at 30 mils of stack spacers underneath the stem. That's probably the most I've ever ridden on any bike, period. So we're gonna see how that feels. Hopefully it'll get some more weight over the rear, give it a little more traction. I think there's a chance that the rear tire is the issue. That it's just, I don't think it is, but there's a small chance that the tire is just not hooking like I want it to. But we're gonna see how this goes. Yeah, 5 mils up. I did not do any suspension adjustments. I may have to, depending on how it feels, but we can at least get the gist of if it really helps with the rear end traction. And if it does help it, then I can alter the suspension, you know, put maybe another 5 psi in the shock and maybe take out like a few psi out of the forks. So we'll go high here and then stay low there, okay? Boom. Yeah, little 2-wheel drifts there. Stay a little bit low there, okay. So 2-wheel drifting right now. Oh, messed up that turn. It's just so tiny. Maybe you just go high here. Yeah, there we go. Going high there helped. I think that helped. Just I'm gonna get another run to confirm my thoughts, but honestly I felt like the rear end was a lot more planted and the front end had plenty of traction. This is so trippy to me because like I've never had a bike where it had like rear end traction problems. It's just so trippy to me. So yeah, I don't know, don't really know what to say. So I'm just gonna go up and, you know, try that again and see if I can feel it. I think the fork felt a little stiff, but before I start adjusting anything, I just want to confirm that what I felt was true. But yeah, that's actually pretty promising. I think we're gonna try one of the other lines over here. I think we're gonna try zombie line. It's been a while since I hit that one last. I think you go here, yeah, then you cut off here. I'm trying to remember. Before I forget. Okay, yeah, like that. And we got oh crap. Oh crap. You want to take that wide. Try to... Oh my gosh. I'll probably hit the main line next just to get a better idea on the whole front end or the rear end grip. So I'll probably try that next. I almost stuffed the front before. Alright, let's not eat it there again. Okay, we successfully made that without eating it. Oh, not too bad. All right, outside there. There we go. And outside here. Yep. Oh my gosh, little nose heavy there. Let's do this. Let's finish off strong. Oh, e-bike power. All right, what do you call it there? It says motor restricted, and I'm hoping it's just because it overheated, which has got to be it because it's like 90 something degrees. Here, I'm gonna shut it off and then turn it back on and see if that goes away. Bike motor power restricted. How does it feel? It's feeling pretty warm. Well, the warning went away, which means that was definitely an overheating. Because, yeah, it was just coasting, so that's good. Well, guys, I would say today was pretty successful on the Crestline S181. I'm pretty pumped on this bike so far. Just took some getting used to the e-bike, I think, in general, and then also just getting this thing set up to where it needed to be. I had a very similar experience with my Dreadnought. My Dreadnought had a lot of issues. I was having buyer's remorse because of it, and now as you guys know, I love that bike like a lot. And so I think each bike just takes its own setup, and so and especially using different parts, it takes time. So I think I'm finally getting this thing closer and closer to where it's supposed to be. I think that if you guys have this bike, I think a higher stack is probably where you want to go. Higher stack or higher bars, just a higher bar setup to get your weight off the rear, because I think this thing is really it really wants a more rearward bias. I'm sure that this might change depending on if you have like a offset headset cup. They recommend using a -5 if you're like 2 inches shorter than I am, which is 5'8", so 5'6". Or if you're taller, you might have a longer reach and you might need even higher bar setup. So I'm not 100% sure how it works from all that, but yeah, honestly, I think that a couple of things to note is that the tire setup probably not ideal for a lot of the riding I do. I think it's going to be good for certain styles of riding, but what I just rode today is definitely not its strong suit. Neither is the front. I think honestly, like, my grip totals work a lot better here. Last time I was here, I was riding my Dreadnought, so I had the grip totals on there, and those worked quite a bit better. So yep, just pick a tire for your terrain. I think this works pretty good for where I ride most, or just Santa Cruz, but I think these are probably a bit open tread. They're a bit open on the tread pattern for this style of stuff. But yeah, in terms of the bike itself, it corners really well. I find, again, it's like two-wheel drifts really nicely, where it really hooks. Sometimes it doesn't hook, as we found out today. And then as I'm looking at it, oh man, I scratched the paint and I scratched the ride wrap. Oh well, it's a bike, it's meant to be like that. Whoops.